Hi, everybody. In this session, we're going to talk about the topic of navigating crisis logistics. This is a big topic. So the idea is using strategic flexibility to increase productivity, confidence, and safety during disasters. So with us today is John Molnar, who runs our program office here at the consortium, and Aaron Strickland. Aaron, formerly I'll let Aaron introduce himself, but from the electric sector many years, 30 plus years, I believe, Aaron. So why don't you take a minute and just give folks a little bit of your background, and we'll have a session inside the training that goes into depth. Great story, Aaron's story. So Aaron, welcome, and why don't you introduce yourself real quick?
Thank you. My name is Aaron Strickland. I retired from Southern Company, Georgia Power, after about 39 years. In that, I was emergency operations director for Georgia Power for 17 years. During my career, I was very active in the crisis management and storm restoration, whatever you want to call it, business, involved with the Southeastern Electric Exchange as officers in there, and also EEI, where at EEI I was one of four that actually formalized the mutual assistance process for EEI. So I co-chaired that for about 7 or 8 years. So been heavily involved in the industry, not only for my company, but the entire industry. After that, I retired. I retired for about 1 month, and I got a call to come back to PowerSecure to help start up the storm business. I did that, and I figured out that was not what I intended to do, because I ended up in Puerto Rico. I was in Puerto Rico for 6 months following Maria restoration. Our operation over there that we ran was not only restoration, but also logistics, taking care of our linemen. So anyway, I retired from there because I didn't want to live in Puerto Rico for the rest of my life. I had family back in Georgia. So anyway, retired from that, and actually now I'm still involved in the utility industry with the Asplin family on their Utilicon side, which is transmission, distribution, engineering. So still involved in the industry, still involved in the wires business. So, and it's a fun business. I enjoy it. I enjoy the people. I've gotten to know a lot of people and a lot of friends. And so I get to visit them and work in the industry.
Very good. So Aaron, before we jump into this, the session talks about using strategic flexibility. Can you talk about what that is from your perspective? What is strategic flexibility? Interesting term.
Well, I guess you'd say it's multifaceted. There's so many strategic operatives that you have to do on the restoration side, whether it be in the operations or whether it be in logistics. Logistics, strategic, putting together your plan there. It's everything from you've got to have a strategic operation for maybe large city restoration, rural restorations, because you may not have the facilities, may not have the services available in a rural area that you might have in a city area. A rural, and then vice versa, in a rural area, you may have better facilities for parking and putting up tent cities, catering, different things. So you have to look at that. You have to look at the weather. There's different strategic objectives you have to look at in restoration, whether it be a snow ice storm, whether it be a hurricane, whether it be a tornado. There's different ways you approach, like I said, not just operations, but logistics, how you provide those services and when you provide them. So there's so many things you have to look at to make sure that you attack the problem and can build a plan that fits that specific need.
So I take it these there isn't one plan. It sounds like, okay, there is no one plan fits all, and that each scenario you got to deal with needs its own plan, if you will. Maybe some common elements, but there are probably some unique elements, it sounds like. Then you mentioned increased productivity, confidence, and safety. When you say confidence, that's many of the instructors have used that. Confidence in what?
I would say it's not, when I say confidence, it's not in myself, but it's in your customers, your utility commission, your executives. They've got to have confidence in that you know what you're doing, that you have a good plan, that you communicate those plans and objectives so that they know that you're doing the right thing. For example, if your utility commission it has no confidence in your plan, it can affect your rates. Your customers,
Wow.
if
Wow.
they don't see that, Tom Rand has a good plan, that he says, listen, I'm not perfect, but here's the way we're going about it based on what we know today. And here's our plan, blah, blah, blah. If they see that Tom knows what he's talking about, they're not going to bug the utility commission. They're not going to probably bug the utility itself. They say, hey, listen, Tom's got it. He knows what's going on. So that's what I refer to when I say confidence. You got to have those people, they've got to believe you know what you're doing.